Good man, Dave.
Okay, welcome to May 18th, 2020, the regular council meeting at 6 p.m. for the Village of Stryker. Today, the prayer is going to be by Mr. Sean Ingram. No, we do roll call third. See, that threw me off. She at least had the date right.
All right, let's pray. Father, we thank you for preserving us through this difficult time that we've been living in. Thankful that our community has stayed healthy and safe. Pray that that continues as we now ease back into a more normal situation. We ask you to guide our time this night as we discuss the things relative to this village, that we would have wisdom and discernment, that we would do things in an orderly way, that it would be the right things to do, not just what's easy or expedient. And we ask it would all be for the benefit of this village and for your glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And tonight the pledge is by Marine veteran Chief Steve Slusher. Chief?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call.
Tompkins? Yes. Ingram?
Yes.
Clemens?
Yes.
Benner?
Yes.
Cameron? Yes. Armstrong?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to jump out of order slightly. Since this is our first meeting back, I want to make sure that everyone's kind of up to speed on the stay at home or stay safe order and our meeting here. Under the Director's Stay Safe Ohio order, under number 4, and you can find this online anywhere, on number 4, any gatherings of more than 10 people is prohibited unless exempted by this order. And then under 7, it talks about the businesses covered by the order. Governmental entities do apply, however, federal does not. And then under 21C, that'd be on page 13, it's under general office environments. Under I, it says, I hereby order all persons, and this comes from Dr. Acton. I hereby order all persons are to continue to stay at home under place of residence unless they are engaged in essential activities, essential governmental functions. I would say we definitely fall under that very last one. We meet once a month, and we tried the Zoom last month. It wasn't the greatest. It was a little difficult overall, and some of that's a learning curve, but with the number of personnel that we typically have at our meetings, I felt that we were pretty well staying in line with what the order put into place. As well as you can see, we have a little more distance between all of us. So I wanted to bring that up right off the bat. Going to go into citizens, and we have our current sheriff, Mr. Gary Moore, that would like to come and speak with us. So
Yeah, I'll go ahead and introduce Gary. Gary took over the day after the primary. We all know how that turned out. So Gary is kind of a sitting sheriff for now, but we are, well, Gary. When I say we, Gary is our choice to be the next sheriff. When I say our, I mean I can talk for every chief of police in this county, to include the vast majority of law enforcement officers, that we are going to actively support Gary as a write-in candidate in November. So it's going to be a uphill battle, but it's going to be one that we're going to back Gary 110% in his endeavor to be truly the next Williams County Sheriff. So I just wanted to introduce you folks. If you had any questions for Gary or anything, I mean, you want to talk about the good things that are going on right now?
COVID's been a real challenge, as you guys know. Same with us. It's been a real struggle. I think we're maintaining our composure so far with that. We've kind of loosened up as the sheriff's department has. I mean, as far as going out into the community and getting more active, because for about 2 months, we were distancing, taking most of our calls on the phone, not doing any traffic stop, anything like that. So, I mean, we're getting, like you said, sir, we're getting back to normalcy somewhat. It's still a long ways to go. I don't know how it's going to act when we do get back full swing, if it has to be retracted back again or not. I guess we'll wait and see what happens. But, no, Steve asked me before, and I just wanna say hi to everybody. My name's Gary Moore, as you know. I'm gonna be the write-in candidate, I won't be on the ballot. I was put in this position as an intern, and the response to keep me in has been so overwhelming, I decided to just do what I felt was best for the community. And the community's reached out to me more so than me reaching out to them. I've got a lot of experience in law enforcement. I've got a lot of experience with budgets. I mean, I've done immensely things with the budget so far at the sheriff's department. We've retracted some, we put some back in the general fund. I mean, it's unlimited what we can do, and it's never gonna stop. I mean, there's always gonna be challenges we're gonna have, but I'm up for that challenge, and I think I present a good positive image for the sheriff's department and Williams County. I have a lot more experience than the primary winner, and I continue to just go forward with that. If you got any questions for me, answer them, I'm glad to. The thing with me is, I'm upfront and honest. I'm not a dictator, I'm not a politician. If you ask me a question, I'll answer it. Beth, you know me for years, that's just the way I am. You get into politics, I get a little fuzzy because I'm not good at it. But without any BS going on, I can answer any questions you have. That's the way I am. And that's what I'm gonna run with. I mean, I got morals and family morals, and that's the way I've been brought up, and that's what I'm gonna continue to do. So, any questions for me?
I know we just kind of dropped it in your lap, but,
Yeah.
I mean, anything, I mean, we're excited for Gary. I mean, I've known Gary, really, I mean, just within the last 10 years, I've really got to know Gary really well with the Chiefs Association and everything, but kind of knew Gary before that, but we've really just got to know him really well, and just, you can't find a better person. You know, you can take, you can make anybody into a good law enforcement officer, but, you know, it takes a good person to do what Gary's doing. And he's got the backing of his deputies, and he's definitely got the backing of local law enforcement throughout the entire
Yeah,
county.
and actually, I was gonna run for sheriff back for the primary, then I had a bad accident, and really got boogered up pretty good, and I just, actually today, I was in Fort Wayne, got cleared from all my medical stuff, so, I mean, I was gonna run, so I feel like it's a faith of God to put me back in this position again for a second time, which is, it's unheard of. We're in precedent ways that we're doing things, and to get a chance to serve when I was going to try, you know, back in the primary, it's just odd how things work. But I'm honored for it, and, you know, if you have any questions anytime, please give me a call. Like I said, I'm gonna be a write-in, which is gonna be a harder task to do. It's only been done once in the state of Ohio, but I have a great support system. I have a great support from the law enforcement agency. A lot of dignitaries from Bryan and throughout the county reached out to me and asked me to please just go as a write-in, and I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna do it for the faith of the county and myself and my wife, and so I could really use your support if, come November 3rd, if you feel like that. If you ever want me to come and speak to you individually or as a group again, please let me know. I'll do that. You're not gonna get a different story from me now than you would 6 months or 5 months from now. I mean, it's just, Beth, I've known you forever, and you know exactly how I am, so I mean, I'm not a bullshit type candidate. I'm just facts and treat the people right, treat me right. So,
I appreciate the time coming and
guys, thank you.
speaking to
Thanks
us.
for giving me your time.
Thanks for
Interrupt me.
coming.
Thanks, sir.
All right,
Take
thank
care.
you.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, that leads us into the prior minutes, dated 4/20 of 2020. Is there a motion to accept?
I'll move to accept the minutes from 4/20 of 20.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
And was there any additions or corrections prior to vote? Okay, roll call.
Inger,
Yes.
Lovett,
Yes.
Benner,
Yes.
Cameron,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Tompkins. Yes.
The finance report dated 5/15/2020. Is there a motion to accept?
Make a motion to accept the finance report of 5/15/20.
And a second?
I'll second.
And Beth, do you have anything you would like to add to the report?
Just to summarize, our revenue was a little over 89,000, our expenses was a little over 85,000 for the time period. So, we're to the good this week this month. We had some larger expenses in there too. I think people we purchased police vests this month, but, and then we got, today, actually, I got the grant form in, so.
For the best?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah, so, well, Steve can cover it more when he talks, but.
Well, I mean, if you wanna give them the numbers, that's fine.
Well,
I mean, you got the number.
we got 11 vests, and it was $11,319, and then we got reimbursed from the Attorney General for $8,415 of it. So basically, we got 11 vests for $2,900.
Yeah, that was a 75% grant. You're not gonna beat that anywhere.
Yeah, so that was one of the expenses, and that was mostly covered with the reimbursement.
Okay. Anything else for the,
No.
on that? And does any council have questions on Beth with the finance? Okay. Roll call?
Blevins?
Yes.
Benner?
Yes.
Cameron?
Yes.
Armstrong?
Yes.
Tompkins? Yes. Ingram?
Yes.
Communications, I did not have anything from this side of things, so I guess I'll go around. Did anyone have communications that they would like to share at this time? It's been pretty quiet since we've been mostly at home, so get it. The next item comes into a committee report, which obviously we did not have any. However, we do need to get a finance committee meeting scheduled.
Anytime. Just say when.
Okay?
Right
Who
now.
all's on the finance?
Right now? Let's do it. Somebody says right now.
It's Armstrong, Benner, Cameron.
Larry, Norm, Kurt.
After this week.
Could we do it before the next council meeting, like right before? Is that?
Yes. Well,
Like at 5 o'clock?
let me
Is
put
that-
this out there. From the 25th through the 30th, so that's Monday through Sunday, I will not be in the area, local area. I can get back, but I won't be in the local area.
Our next meeting is June 15th. I was just thinking, could we meet like an hour early?
I'll be
Or
there.
maybe just a half hour would be,
That's good with you guys.
I'm good with that.
June 15th at, want to do 5 PM?
Yeah.
And that, again, for the others, that is open for any of the council members. So June 15th, 5 PM for the finance committee meeting. Okay, I'll go to, is there any questions or anything else on that one?
Is that pertaining to a certain issue or just general?
not really, I
General,
just
just a
thought we'd
general.
have a general, I mean, I can come up with an agenda of what I think, but I just kinda wanted to cover how we're set and what expenses we're looking at coming out the rest of the year.
So the next one, this one comes from our deputy clerk, Emily Clemens. We're looking for a motion to write off a third of the income tax collection fees that were presented. Do you want to step in and you want to talk a little bit about that?
These are from the people she had sent to our third party in Napoleon. We're not sending anybody else any new accounts there, but we have like 10 more that had been sent there that are still in the process, and, the gentleman keeps a third of what's collected, so that's why it's written off, is because in order to collect it, he kept a third of the collections. Now we're using the Attorney General, now we're using the Ohio Attorney General's office, and so everything is collected, 10% is tacked on, but that is, we are
Getting the full.
getting the full amount. There's no collection fees that way, and they have the ability to hold tax refunds. So-
Why would we do it as a write-off as opposed to an expense?
Because it was so hard to collect, to like get them to court. Once you get them to court, you have to, criminal charges are, it's hard to go through the prosecutor for criminal charges, and there's court fees and everything attached to it anyways. So this was, we had signed a contract with him, and, basically, whatever he collects, he just keeps a third of it. We could try to keep collecting off of a person, but this was kind of, it's kind of a.
I'm just wondering for bookkeeping purposes, why we wouldn't just put it in the budget as an expense? And be out to the collector.
He takes it, because it's actually, he takes it from the,
So we never saw
he
it.
takes it from the people, yeah.
Right.
He actually takes it directly from the people he's collecting. Actually, when it gets to a certain point, like if we've sent them to him, we're not allowed to collect from them anymore. They make arrangement directly with him,
Okay.
and his office basically takes it over.
Right.
It's Lincoln Howe out of Napoleon, and he works with a lot of municipalities the same way. But then, at the time that we had signed with him, the Attorney General's office was not offering the collection like they are now, where they're collecting, adding 10%, and we actually get it all, and the person pays, the state takes the 10%. So, like, we're not sending anybody else since we switched to the Ohio Attorney General's office, so you won't see too much more of this, but I think we do have like 10 still sitting there.
Okay.
We probably couldn't use it as an expense anyway, because we really don't know, unless he collects something, we don't know what that
Yeah,
cost
we
would
don't
be.
know if he's gonna get it or not, or to what extent it's gonna take.
Right.
But, yeah.
Okay. Is there any other questions on that? So we're looking for a motion to write off the 1/3 income tax collection fees as presented by Deputy Clerk Emily Clemens. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
I'll say.
Roll call.
Benner,
Yes.
Cameron,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Tompkins, Ingram,
Yes.
Blevins.
Yes.
Leads us into village officials. Chief, you wanna go first?
Sure. Pretty slow
Switched it up on
month.
you, didn't
Hey, you did.
Al's all ready to go.
That's all right.
Yeah, wasn't much to report, I mean, as far as like administratively. But I guess I will add, we got Chantel Klein back out on the road, got her on the schedule. And boy, that's really about it. I mean, maybe Ben Sidoris, he's got a National Guard detail coming up, I think the second week of June, so he's gonna be off for June, but I've already got the schedule all set to go for June. Other than that, administratively, not a whole lot to report. As far as events go, 61 complaints since our last meeting, 1 traffic citation, 7 warnings, and 2 arrests.
Any questions for Chief?
It's busier than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it really has picked up the last couple weeks. Yeah, April, first half of this month was pretty slow. But yeah, it's picked back up. Or we're hitting the ordinance violations pretty hard last couple weeks. Grass has really been going, so You'll see the yard markers of shame being put out.
I was waiting for one.
You were?
I was. Mowed the other day, so.
I would already get out there right now.
I saved my neighbor, I mowed his yard for him, but
That's all right.
it's up there again. It's like,
Okay, anything else for Chief? All right, thank you, Chief.
All right.
Now I can talk.
Yep, it's all you.
And you can hear me without the
I
mask.
can hear you.
Our unlimited trash pickup has been rescheduled for June 20th. It's a Saturday. And can have things out up to a week prior to, so. That's the rescheduled date they give us, so.
and that came along with, nothing in bags this year, is that correct?
Correct. Yes, I think. there's
They were
a
getting,
list.
a lot of
There's a
people were putting stuff out that wasn't supposed to be, and they put them in bags to kind of hide it,
list.
and
Right,
they're not gonna pick up any bags.
that's correct. The Heritage Council had asked us down at the depot to replace some screens on the screen doors. That has been done. The guys took them off and had them replaced. They also wanted some landscape stone under the eaves around the south and the east side of the building. So that, we went down with the backhoe and dug out some dirt and put in some stone, and I think we had that done relatively a low cost on that budget, didn't we? So compared to hiring a landscaper, so.
Was that the stone that they had asked for last time?
Well,
Or
they
was
they
that-
are, they are doing pavers, which, that's a whole different game, laying pavers. And so they are hiring someone to do that.
Yeah, not that one, I thought they asked for,
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that south side
Yeah,
of the
they asked for
building.
that last
Yeah,
time
okay.
around the building, yeah. Yeah, we only had like $150 into it.
Hey, and the thing with, just so everyone is familiar, that is technically our responsibility. The building is our responsibility, it's ours as a village, so.
Right.
I'll throw that out there. Yeah.
Our new sign, if you haven't seen that on the south side, has been installed. And everything's up and going on that, so.
They all look really good.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've heard any comments on it or not, but
Looks great.
does it?
Looks really nice.
I had a resident ask me why it was moved. I said, well, it's not on village property, and it was a mile out of town, and so we moved it up to the village property at the village limits, so.
I've always wondered why it was out that far.
Yeah.
What, did we extend out that far one time, 100 years ago, or what?
In a farmer's field.
Yeah, in the field.
I've been asked why it's on the wrong side of the road. Now it's on the right side,
Correct.
Yeah.
but even the one on this side of town's on the wrong side of the road.
But that is on village property.
I know.
So, yeah.
I don't think them folks would like that in their front yard. Maybe they would.
This Wednesday, the military banners are scheduled to go up, so we will have them up before Memorial Day. And they will be left up through Veterans Day. The hydrant flushing will continue, started today, will continue through Thursday of this week, so other than that, we'll just add more water to the rain.
Thanks.
Any questions for the administrator?
Alan, back to the banners, I was kind of curious how many was actually printed?
13.
13.
13?
So with those,
I'm waiting on 2 to come in, I'm hoping they get here.
to get sent back to us as completed?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we might have
The
to,
orders came in late.
yeah, so we might have to have
We'll,
them
we'll
come
get
back,
them
but
put out.
the one's 100-year for the Legion, it has a picture of everybody that was at the celebration.
Oh,
It's gonna be pretty neat and be in front of the Legion, so.
That's good.
nice. Good. Okay, I will start over here on my right-hand side, your left, under the other section. Okay.
Who's planting the flowers around?
Yes, forgot that.
I beat you to it.
Beth will bring that up.
I was gonna say, Ellen and I went and got flowers today from Short's Greenhouse just outside town. We have somebody that has volunteered, to plant them. Can I say who? Should I say names?
Yeah.
Patty Rosebrock and Emily's children have volunteered to plant them later this week. In the downtown planters, so, we went with kind of red, white, and blue to go with our banners.
Cool.
It's gonna be great.
Then I know Mrs. McCall was out doing a couple planters in front of the Legion.
Oh,
I know she did that, might have been Saturday.
There's some other business owners that do them in front of theirs.
Okay.
yeah.
That one I just happened to
Whichever
do a
ones
flag
aren't, whichever ones aren't planted, I think we got enough
to fill
to
them
make
up.
them nice, yeah, and plant out the ones out here too,
Good.
so.
Anything
Oh,
else?
Nothing.
All good, sir.
I don't have any.
I do. Well, I know today's been raining a lot, and we've had a lot of rain before, but the south end of town needs some attention in the drain department, I think. Yesterday, I noted in the morning, the corner of Curtis and South Defiance, those 4 drains were all not draining. And I came back probably about 6, 7 hours later, they still weren't draining. They were loaded up with water there on the corner. Now today, when I come down here, it looks better. But it's probably not draining to full capacity, I don't think. Further down, of course, Dollar General, their swamp was overflowing because it was coming down the sidewalk in my yard. And so my husband went out and he dug the ditch thing over to the drain so that it would drain better. It did drain some better, but we're gonna be flooded again. But it's coming down the sidewalk. And then, also in front of my neighbors on, I think their number is 809 Bustamontes, right in front of their house, there's a drain, I don't know what you call it, it's like the cover part that goes down over the drain, it's kind of like falling down in, so it kind of.
The grate for it?
Yeah, I think it's like the grate, it's kind of obstructing or it's not allowing everything to do what it's supposed to do. So those areas, seems like they're having some drainage problems.
And with the amount of water that we have, and I know last year there was a lot of water that came down over a long period of time, but it seems like we've just got hammered in the last 36 hours, 24 hours. I was asking someone earlier, I said, or I made the comment, I can't think of the last time we've had this much rain in this amount of time. Their answer was, I know when it was 5 years ago. Just because their basement had some issues as well. I'm gonna kind of turn it over to our expert in this. I have some thoughts on what's happening, but then again, it's just my opinion and thoughts. He's more of the expert there, so I'm gonna turn it to him.
Today, the guys did go out and clean off the tops that were holding back water.
Okay.
And even when you clean off the tops and everything's full, it just takes time to get away. I mean, that's, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on at Dollar General, but I know that when that building was built, there was a retention pond put in there for that purpose.
That thing was overflowing today, it was big time overflowing.
There was an alert issued by Williams County for flooding because of the rainfall.
Yeah, I think that was later this afternoon though. This was early, I would say mid-morning.
I got it at 5:34 PM is when I received it.
Yeah, later on.
And that's gonna be water coming to us, isn't it? When we
Yes.
get those?
Yes.
So that's not the water that we receive, that's what's coming to us.
Yeah, so it's gonna flood tonight, no matter what we do.
Well, it's gonna flood some more then, but, the retention pond, I looked at it before I came down, and it was back up to the top
It
again.
is, it's full.
It's flowing.
So, I don't know, I think there's I think there's a drain, but it's up on the top part next to the road. I don't think it's even hitting that, so.
Well, they've got
Isn't
one
that a
down there.
cover?
I know there's two down in,
Where
there's
at?
one on each side, but I thought there was one on the top
Should
too.
be, yeah, just on top should be a cover. It's not.
Oh, okay, I-
So in other words, so if that is full, and correct me if I'm wrong, if that retention pond is full, or area is full, and that drain is not plugged, then basically our system is full.
The system is full. yes.
Okay.
And even when it gets to the river or the ditches are full, it cannot drain into them.
K is
Yeah,
bad.
we've got all
I'll tell-
kinds of complaints.
I tell you,
coming in,
on
like-
my way here, County Road K,
Road
Everest Jefferson,
Yeah.
it's all overflowed. There's
everywhere.
there's like 6 high water signs, it's,
And
yeah.
talk,
It's
can you
it's
talk
overflowed.
about over here at the park and the creek right there with all the drains that come in? Kind of explain that, because I ran into that when I was on Johnson Avenue, where I'd get some backup there, but ultimately it was a result of what was happening
Right.
here. So talk about that a little bit.
Just kind of like I said, when the ditches to the overflowing out of the banks, the water cannot go from the tile coming into it, so it has to back up. That tile, it can back up for blocks away, such as Johnson Avenue. And that's just no place for it to go.
And I know once this creek went down, it went down pretty quick on Johnson because it now had a place to go.
Right.
So is that what you're thinking is happening, is
I
we're
mean,
just backed
I
up?
can go out and check, I'll go out and check it
Okay.
tomorrow, but to see if there's any obvious issues. But when you open up and look in the drains and basins, if they're full, and they're all full, that means the system's backed up.
No more water can get in the pipe.
Correct.
So I guess I'm gonna shift slightly with this. Just as a reminder, make sure that we're not mowing grass into the street.
That was one of the issues today that we
Was
found.
grass.
Grass.
So if we can be cautious there, I know that you can't be 100% with it. I have a spot where I do a swoop and I get this about a 4-foot section that I can't avoid doing it. But if at all possible, just kind of keep an eye on that. It's something that we've talked about, I think, a couple times every year to make sure that those are not happening where we're blowing things into the street. Especially in the fall with leaves too.
Right, that's
That's another big one. So,
Do we have
okay.
any high water signs?
Yes.
Do you have
Need to
any?
put out
Yeah.
Okay.
on,
Well,
The,
I think afterwards.
I have one thing,
I'll go with it. We'll-
what's that?
I was just on the phone with JR.
I have one item. In August, we are scheduled for Heritage Day. I will be very honest with you, no meetings have been set up to really get that rolling. Was kind of waiting to see what was going to happen with this whole pandemic, the COVID-19. Was kind of waiting to see what's happening there. And then when I was discussing that with a couple of you guys earlier, make mention of Fulton County, the fairgrounds, where I think that is either canceled or at risk or under discussion, and that's all the way out in September. And I wanted to get your input on the Heritage Day for this year, on what you guys think. Again, it's going to be August, it was like the second week in August. I want to say 13th, 14th, 15th, right in there. My thinking on this is we just say no to this year because of everything that's currently happening. I want your input. I'm not the director of the Heritage Day. I'm just a person that sets meetings up for it. So I want input from council on that. Thoughts?
I just think that now is the planning time, so you'd have to gather people together or, have discussions somehow, which now is still kind of an iffy time. So I think, for me, I think we put it on hold till next year.
Parts of China's gone back under lockdown for the second time because the second round of virus. So it's kind of hard to plan something for August if you aren't sure what's gonna happen.
And then you get everything planned, and then if you do have to cancel, if you have money tied up in it, and maybe, it's COVID-19, maybe some exceptions we can get money's back or time or whatever, but
Okay. What about some of the other four of you? Thoughts?
Yeah, I think it'd be wise to cancel.
I would agree.
Okay.
Cancel.
Okay. So we will put that out, that Heritage Day, we'll cancel that for this calendar year, and we will push for that for next year. I'm hoping that we look dumb later by saying, well, why did you cancel that? I'm hoping that's the case, because that means we're all in the healthy state again, which would be really nice. So, okay, thank you for that input. And then, sorry for the other three, I kind of skipped over. I'll even start with you, Alan. Did you have anything additional?
Nope.
Okay. Beth? And Steve?
Good to go.
All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So,
Second?
yes.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe.
If you can't stay safe, stay deadly.
Stay deadly.